You're listening to the Drive Forward podcast. We're cruising through the latest in transportation to inspire a better tomorrow.
Welcome to the 16th episode of the Drive Forward podcast. I'm your host, Emily Jankowski. Today, we're chatting with Ana Barros, the department head of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign's Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Well, welcome to the podcast, Ana. We're super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Let's go ahead and jump on in here. Why don't you start off by telling us about what it was like to join the department in the middle of a pandemic?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to speak to you today. So it was a big adventure. How was it? Well, it was a little bit removed because everybody was away. So we were physically removed, but at the same time, I was quickly immersed in the routine and in the challenges, the deadlines, events going on, and so on. So very quickly, I was too busy to feel lonely about it. So one thing that I always like to tell is that over this last year, we had almost 5,000 people, non-UIUC people that attended our conferences, workshops, and meetings. And so we had 5,000 visitors, virtual visitors to UIUC. And so I spoke at some of those events, and I was really impressed with how well organized these events were. So we were very busy during all this time during the pandemic, and I didn't really have time to to think about the pandemic too much.
Fantastic. What do you hope to achieve during this semester with so many returning for in-person activities?
I think we're so excited. Everybody's excited. We are enthusiastic about the fact that everybody's going to come back. We actually have one of the largest classes ever. So between graduate students and undergraduates, we have more than 500 students, new students coming in the fall. And so I think it's going to be very exciting because we are going to have everybody back in, and the faculty are excited. And so we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome. And with the return of students on campus comes that returning feel of normalcy, right? And with that in mind, what are your short and long-term goals for the department?
So our short-term goals are actually focused on education. We're really pleased that we have a large undergraduate class this year, and a very high-quality class, a very diverse class as well. And so it's really excellent news, right? And so we want to continue things in that path. And so this is an important focus for us. It's important that we continue and maintain our graduate program as large as it is, and at the same time, with so many interdisciplinary projects going on and really exciting research avenues that are being pursued, to keep up with the good work. Basically, that's the short-term goal. But we are also going to we'll be working on developing a new environmental engineering program that aims to reach to the students who are interested in environmental work and even in environmental engineering, but not so much in the full-blown civil engineering program. So we'll be developing that. So we already have a committee in place, and we're looking forward to be able to work on with a new class of students in 2023. So that's our target. In terms of long-term goals, we have, the department has very diverse research going on. We have lots of facilities. We'll be talking next about ATREL, which is an amazing facility that we have in the department. And here on campus, we also have the Newmark Structures Engineering Lab. We have lots of environmental labs and so on. And we have a whole new building that will have new labs for geotech, for the hydro systems faculty. And so the challenge is to maintain those labs equipped with the best and the top equipment available, so we can do transformative research. And so I think that's going to be a big challenge going forward, is to be able to equip and maintain in high order our facilities, so we can continue to do the research that we are aiming for. So those are the big goals.
Absolutely. You mentioned interdisciplinary efforts, and I know that's a big part of what ICT hopes to accomplish with its ambitions to build a high-speed, multimodal, autonomous and connected track known as the Illinois Autonomous and Connected Track here in Rantoul, Illinois. How do you hope efforts like this will enhance the department, the college, and even the university as we prepare students for those real-world scenarios?
I think what's really unique about this effort is that the sheer size, right? And the potential for all that can evolve around it, right? So it's going to be a unique track in the country in terms of what it can do for transportation systems, in terms of high speed and freight and so on. But it's also because it opens lots of possibilities for other types of research: artificial intelligence in transportation and in construction, environmental impacts, air quality, for example, associated with the transportation. So we're seeing this as really a pod from which much more can actually evolve over the future. And so it's a little bit far away from campus, but that's also the advantage. That's why we can have a large land and can have big dreams.
That's great. Well, speaking of big dreams, what do you hope your legacy is here at the University of Illinois?
Yeah, so I'm not very much driven by legacy, but I think the first thing I think about is that you definitely want to leave without leaving bad memories behind, right? So I hope I will have a positive impact. I think we are so fortunate to have a department with amazing faculty and students. The intellectual power in this department is amazing, and it has always been. And so I think bringing people together and really facilitating to the best of my ability that they work together in the new problems, right, that this new century is posing us. And the new problems require many people from different areas, different disciplines working together. What's also interesting is that I think we're redefining what civil engineering and what the standard civil engineer was in the 20th century, because we have our faculty are working in new materials, in intelligent materials, are working in public health, are working with microbiomes, are working with architects. So we're doing a civil engineering that is a little bit different from what it used to be. And so I think if we can work together, the potential to address the big systems questions that really are related to infrastructure in the broader society, we can have a huge impact, very similar to what this department had 100 years ago. And so I hope that I can help a little to make that happen.
Well, that's all I had for today, Anna. Thank you so much for your willingness to join us. I hope I speak for all of us in saying we so appreciate all you do for the department, as well as your impact on the University of Illinois and beyond. Listeners, thank you so much for staying tuned in.
The Drive Forward podcast is a production of Illinois Center for Transportation, a research center of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. We invite you to subscribe to the Drive Forward podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Spotify. And while you're there, feel free to like or rate us. Thanks for listening. Keep the conversation rolling by using the hashtag Drive Forward.